Welcome students for the class of portfolio analysis of unit 2. As we had studied in the previous the previous video, we have studied the BCG matrix. What we are going to study today in the next 40 minutes is going to be the GE 9 cell matrix. This is also called as the McKinsey matrix, and this matrix basically talks about analyzing your different portfolios, analyzing that which portfolio, where do you need to prioritize and how do you need to prioritize. Like, I'm sure you would agree when I say that when we look at the business world, okay, across the globe, there is always scarcity of resources. ये हमेशा दिमाग में चलता है बिजनेस मैनेजर्स के, कॉर्पोरेट लेवल पे, हाई लेवल पे, टॉप लेवल मैनेजमेंट पे कि रिसोर्सेज तो हमारे पास कम है. सो इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर मी दैट आई नीड टू चूज माई कैश एलोकेशन ऑफ रिसोर्सेज very very optimally and very efficiently. So it's important that I need to make my investments in a better manner so as to give me the highest returns. So the fight for investments is always there, you know, whether it is the fight for investment between the companies, between the company teams, between the company managers. So question of where and how much I need to invest is always there in the minds of the corporate leaders, and this affects this thought process. I'm sure you would agree that you do not want that this thought process should affect the business, right? Because end of the day, what happens? You want to make sure that the allocation of resources is done in the optimum manner, because you have a very diversified business. So if I take an example of just quoted Reliance, I have a very diversified business, and to manage this complex business portfolio of maybe 100 products, maybe 50 products, maybe 30 products, it is up to me that how I need to keep checking how well my product lines are doing. And I also need to check that how well they will perform in the future prospect. तो ये मेरा जो checking मैं कर रही हूँ, you know, on a daily basis, and on a time manner assessment is nothing but a improvised matrix from BCG to tell me that okay, I want to understand my product lines. It's an advanced form of BCG matrix, and this tool will help me prioritize my investments. This tool will help me understand and compare the business units and assign them to a certain group of worth investments, and assign them to a certain group which I will say, okay, I need to do something about that group, maybe harvest it, or maybe divest it, or maybe outsource it. So ये जो thought process है, where I need to understand what I need to do with my investment, is nothing but the BCG, but the GE McKinsey matrix. It's a strategic tool. Okay, it is a strategic tool. I'm going to tell you 4 words you have to remember. I want you to make a note of it in your books also. Please take your pen and paper. So write down 4 words. First, it is a strategic tool. Please make a note. Second, it's a portfolio analysis tool. Second point. It's a portfolio analysis tool. Third, it's a systematic evaluation tool. It's a systematic evaluation tool. And the 4th point would be, it's a corporate planning tool. So these 4 points you can write it for BCG matrix also, and these 4 points you can write for GE 9 cell matrix also. GE 9 cell matrix is also called as the McKinsey matrix. Okay, 9 cell matrix. And why do we call it 9 cells? Because they have 9 cells in it. It is by the, if BCG worked by 2 by 2, GE worked on 3 by 3. Right? So this is a framework, it's a tool, and what is this tool all about? We'll see it with an example also, and we'll also see that what are the strategies that the organization does when it actually puts the product lines in different buckets of those 9 cells. So we're going to study every cell, and we're going to study the the matrix, which will help us understand the framework, which will evaluate the business portfolios. And when they evaluate, कोई चीज़ आप क्यों evaluate कर सकते हो? So that it gives you a further direction and helps you to prioritize of what you want to do with those kind of units. सो दैट एक पर्सपेक्टिव जो हम कहते हैं वो आपको BCG मैट्रिक्स से ही आता है. सो लेट्स गो अहेड एंड ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट योर BCG मैट्रिक्स इज अ फ्रेमवर्क which will help you analyze your product lines. Like I said, it's a strategic tool, it's a systematic approach, it's an analytical tool for doing what? For prioritizing your investments. So if you have 9 product lines, you will have to number those 9, right? So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So ये जो prioritization आपने किया है, जो rating किया है, ये आप McKinsey framework use करने के बाद वो rating करोगे. So that's going to be your systematic evaluation approach. Another important thing is it is going to evaluate your portfolio and prioritize each business unit. So when each business unit, because you are looking at it very strategically, those units are called as strategic business units. So because every unit, so if Reliance is into oil and gas, it will have its own strengths, it will have its own weakness. So when you are going to see the performance of one oil and gas, you will also want to see the performance of Reliance Entertainment. Okay, and Reliance, telecom. So if there are 3 companies, and 3 buckets are what the 3 portfolios are, each one needs to be looked at very strategically because each is extremely important as a unit. So this strategic decision making process, this perspective or this tool to look at it very strategically is nothing but your 9-cell matrix. And 9-cell matrix was developed by General Electric in coordination with McKinsey. It was developed in the year 1970 and the objective was to understand and analyze your company vis-a-vis the attractiveness of the industry, vis-a-vis the competitive strength or the business strength of the unit. So we're going to study what do you mean by industry attractiveness, what do you mean by business strengths, why are these 2 things important. These 2 things are important because आप जब analysis करोगे, आप जब framework में उसको ढालोगे, you're going to put them across the x-axis and the y-axis and you're going to put the product across the graph. And once you've put the product across the graph, you will be in a position to realize that okay, there are certain products who are doing well and there are certain products who are not doing well. So if there are certain products are doing extremely well, they are the market leaders, and if they are not at all doing well, you need to do something about it. Either you need to harvest it, मतलब आप उसको निकाल दो आपके product line में, या आप उसको retain करोगे but कुछ thought process रख के retain करोगे. So that's a framework which will help you do this. Talking about, like I always say, that you need to know the history before you go to the geography of any topic, and the history basically says that this 9-cell matrix, okay, was actually a combined work of McKinsey, the consulting group, and the General Electric group. See, 1970, General Electric group was managing a very huge and a very complex portfolio. And they had, they had more than 100 products at that particular time. They were having a presence in more than 122 countries, and they were in completely unrelated products. When you say unrelated means what? If I give an example, unrelated would be Larsen and Toubro, it could be Reliance, it could be Tata, where you would have Tata as an auto group and TCS, which is also a computer related portfolio, and you would have an automotive maker portfolio. So though bilkul unrelated products hai, please understand. So in the same analogy, if you think about General Electric in the 1970s, they had, and imagine they had these products plus having a presence in more than 122 countries. So managing this huge complex portfolio was getting very difficult. It was at this point Jack Welch, the CEO of General Electric, got in touch with the McKinsey Group. And what is the role of these McKinsey Group? McKinsey Group, basically gives you and consults you and gives you ideas of how you can make more revenue, how you can get more profitable. It will simplify your process. It will help you assess, because there can be a certain limitation and biasness in how you look at your own business. So at that time, companies usually relied on projections of future cash flows, future market growth, and then they used to decide on investment decisions. So but this was very unreliable method to allocate resources, क्योंकि मुझे future bleak दिख रहा है तो मैं invest ही ना करूँ, ऐसे तो नहीं हो सकता. Jack Welch understood this, and therefore Jack Welch went to McKinsey and said, please give us some kind of analyze my group, analyze and give us a direction, analyze and tell me at this point of time which of my portfolios are doing good, which are not doing so good, and I don't want a very basic BCG matrix where I put my portfolio in 4 quadrants. ये नहीं चलेगा क्योंकि मेरा बहुत complex है and मैं बहुत sophisticated तरीके से काम करता हूँ. At that point of time, 9 box plots was identified, 9 boxes were identified, 9 ways of the performance was assessed, and these 9 ways where every product was put in those boxes, indicating whether the company should invest in that product, companies should divest in that product, companies should do for some further research in that product, or companies should just not invest in certain products. So this kind of a philosophy was given by McKinsey to General Electric, and then this became very popular model from the 1970s, and because of this analysis, General Electric could actually plug in a lot of gaps which they had in their systems, and they gave this model to the entire world to be used academically as well as practically, which we call it as the 9-cell matrix. And the strategic business units, whichever the companies would be, and you would analyze those units on the basis of 2 axes. Okay, so when you're going to analyze the basis of 2 axes, so 2 axes are, first is your industry attractiveness, and your second axis is your competitive strength of that unit, business strength of that unit, how capable you are as an product. So this axis gave you an idea of the performance of that particular strategic business unit, and this is how the history is, where the 9-cell matrix gives an idea of the units and how do you place those units on 2 axes, on industry attractiveness and competitive strength. So when you want to study industry attractiveness, what do you mean by industry attractiveness? What do you mean by business strength or competitive strength of the unit? Industry attractiveness is, putting it across very simply, is nothing but how easy it is or how difficult it is for a company to be present in that particular industry. Industry attractiveness is your y-axis in the, in the McKinsey framework. It is the y-axis which talks about how hard, how easy is it for the company to compete in the market and make profit. So if seasonality is making the product very attractive, is making the if seasonality is one of the factors because of which the product is doing very well, तो आपने attractiveness को identify किया है because you've put that in that block there. Availability of labor could be because of which the industry attractiveness could be there. Demand changes could be one of the factors, like seasonality and ongoing demand. Industry size could be a factor, like the industry size, number of players in the industry. Okay, like जिसकी वजह से आपको लगता है कि आपका परफॉर्मेंस बहुत अच्छा है. इंडस्ट्री स्ट्रक्चर की वजह से इंडस्ट्री अट्रैक्टिवनेस है. लाइक इफ आई गिव एन एग्जांपल, इफ इंडस्ट्री स्ट्रक्चर, आपके पास कंसोलिडेटेड स्ट्रक्चर एक है, व्हाट यू से इज एज कंसोलिडेटेड, लाइक इंटेल हैज ओनली 1 कॉम्पिटिटर विच इज AMD. प्रोसेसर्स में वो 2 ही कंपनी है, सो इट इज वेरी कंसोलिडेटेड, नंबर ऑफ प्लेयर्स वेरी स्मॉल, सो द स्ट्रक्चर इज वेरी स्मॉल. Or you could have a retail, which is the other fragmented structure, because of which the industry attractiveness can be identified. So basically, industry attractiveness is nothing but how hard or how easy is it for a company to compete and earn profits. It is very simple. So that is the reason we see these factors. No, you see these factors on your cursor here. These factors are nothing but a list of factors affecting the competitive level you know. So these are those factors which is going to affect your company in terms of competition, okay, and because of which you determine the attractiveness of the industry. So it indicates that more profitable the industry, the more attractive the industry becomes. So when evaluating the industry attractiveness, the companies need to see whether this industry short time ye chalega ki long time chalega. Like you know, if you look at CRM softwares, IT companies का आप example अगर आप लेते हो, ERP softwares, customer relay, पहले IT companies बहुत सारे SAP modules पे चलती थी, but अभी SAP is also getting stagnated. तो latest software क्या चल रहा है? Salesforce. If I take example of IT companies, so they have to analyze this attractiveness of the industry. Okay, like if I take an example of an FMCG market, okay, and have a presence of, I'm going to continue with the example of, you know, Patanjali. So if I have an example of Patanjali, the industry size of Patanjali is they are directly competing with the FMCG other products. So and plus they are competing also with FMCG products like Hindustan Levers, or their product with their you know, they are competing with huge other FMCG products because their industry structure gives them the strength for them to compete. There are changes in demand happening because of which Patanjali is doing very well. People are preferring organic ways of consuming food. People are preferring organic methods to have sustainable products in their domain. तो अगर मैं product बोलूँ तो मैं क्या सोचूंगी, यार organic रहेगा तो और अच्छा रहेगा. So there are changes which are happening because of which the industry is getting very attractive. Look at the way I'm moving my cursor. There is, you know, so you have political, economic, social and technological changes which are getting affected. There are social changes. People are realizing our older methods are better methods than the Western methods. So this has resulted in my industry of organic products being more productive. So market has automatically got segmented where there is a section of the consumer who prefers these kind of products, and because of which we say that there is industry attractiveness. And as a product, as a company, Patanjali is giving a tough fight. You know, they are giving a tough fight. So that is your industry attractiveness. So your growth rate is high, your industry size is high, the entry barriers to, you know, having a organic product is also very high, because आपको उस तरीके का economies of scale develop करना चाहिए. And आपको कहाँ से पता चलेगा whether industry profitable हो रही है नहीं? 5 forces model, we have studied it. इससे आपको पता चलेगा कि your industry is profitable or not. Whether your industry structure itself supports you for making your, you know, your company very attractive. So whether your structure is, you are monopolistic leader in a certain section of a consumer who consumes it. Like Patanjali honey has taken over Dabur, has taken over all the products. They are the market leaders, especially in a small segment which is as small as only Patanjali honey. So see the changes that are happening. These changes which has happened because of the change in the demand. There is a change in the demand that is happening, and because there is change in the demand, the consumer is automatically getting segmented in a certain section who prefers only Patanjali when it comes to, you know, having products. Like I have met certain people even in our office, and I meet certain people, others professionally also, and they say that they use only Patanjali products. In fact, that is the reason their star performing toothpaste Dant Kanti is giving a tough fight to Meswak and Colgate. Imagine why? Because socially also they are getting a little, you know, factor is affecting their performance, where their markets are getting segmented, and because of this they have generated a long lasting commitment in the minds of the consumer, because of which the industry has become attractive. And now Colgate has started organic you know, toothpastes. So now they have consumed salt based, now they are consuming, they are saying clove based toothpaste, fresh pudina based toothpaste, clove based toothpastes. So now they are saying they are using Indian spices in the toothpaste. Why this change is happening? Because the industry is getting attractive according to the changes that have happened in the way the consumer is using the product, right? So this is the y-axis of your industry attractiveness. So let's study the next axis in the McKinsey framework, which is your x-axis. So if an x-axis mentions your business strength as your as your core capacity. Remember when we studied resources, and through your resources you develop something which is very specific to you as a company. You develop something which is called as your core competence, and because you have a certain amount of core competence, the consumer comes back to you with an expectation and he becomes loyal to you as a company. So that competence is when you start developing, that becomes strength to you as a company. So your business strength is measuring how strong you are in terms of your competition for a particular business unit vis-a-vis your competitors or rivals. In other words, if I say, managers try to determine whether their business unit have a competitive advantage because of their core competence, and that is their business strength. How long it will sustain is the question they will keep asking in the business strength. And if their market strength is good, customers are very loyal, they have a fantastic capability framework. Through VRAO आपको पता चलता है ना कि आपका एक certain आपका जो product line है वो बहुत valuable है, वो rare भी है, वो imitable नहीं है, and बहुत organization specific है, तो आपकी एक बहुत ही बेहतरीन खुद की एक कैपेबिलिटी डेवलप हो जाती है, which becomes your critical success factor, and you have a value chain to support it. Your primary activities are superbly linked to your secondary activities, because of which you have created your differentiation. All this makes your product extremely strong in terms of a business strength. So to measure how strong you are vis-a-vis your industry is nothing but your x-axis to the McKinsey framework. So that determines your competitive strength. Like if you are profitable means what? Your product is getting sold. So if your product is getting sold means what? Your product is better than the competitors, so people are buying it. So if your product is better than the competitors and so people are buying it, you have developed your own specific capability profile vis-a-vis your competition, and this is supported by a strong value chain. You studied the Michael Porter value chain analysis, means your inbound logistics is correctly linked to your outbound logistics. Your primary activities are linked to your secondary activities so as to giving a fantastic service and making the customer very, very loyal. So when this kind of an association happens, your product differentiation automatically takes place and you develop a very strong business strength. So when you want to understand your product, when you want to assess your product, your your McKinsey framework will help you prioritize these resources. They will help you prioritize how your products are performing. This matrix will help you understand, in spite of having certain limitations from BCG matrix, because this matrix थोड़ा सा और comprehensively आपको divide करेगा. It helps you identify what steps you need to take to improve the performance of certain products. So let me take an example of Patanjali. Okay, I'm going to take an example of Patanjali and we come back on this slide here where your BCG matrix is these 9 cell matrix. Okay, जिसमें there are 3 green cells, there are 3 yellow cells and there are 3 red cells. So if we talk about Patanjali as a as a product, or as a, if you want to check Patanjali as a company, so Patanjali has different product lines. Patanjali has a presence in more than 22 product lines, especially when it comes to consumables. Okay, there are more than 22 and they have more than 80 products. Okay, product lines, they are more than 22. So if you look at the way this particular if you look at the way this particular chart is, okay, 1 minute, it just went to the previous, if you look at the way the Patanjali is there, so there are these three green boxes, you have three yellow boxes, and you have three red boxes. Patanjali has Dattkanti, honey. In fact, Patanjali ghee has become very, very popular amongst lot of new millennials. Okay, let me tell you this, and that is the reason they are growing as a product. They are growing and they are building this product. So ये जो three products है, उन्होंने actually market को खा लिया है उनके, especially when it comes to Patanjali ghee, when it comes to their toothpaste, which is the Kanti, and the honey. There are certain products, they are still into it, but they have not closed it, because there are still a section who uses those, like the amla juice, and you have certain fruit juices that they have made. So they are they are in a category where they are a yellow category, signifying that the brand should hold the product for some more time and keep observing the development vis-a-vis the performance. So if your x-axis and your y-axis are your business strength and industry attractiveness or market attractiveness, yellow area suggests that strategies should be aimed at stabilizing those products, क्योंकि कभी भी वो इस red वाले zone में आ सकते हैं जहाँ पे उनकी strength भी इतनी नहीं है and उनकी attractiveness भी इतना नहीं है. So classic example, you have dishwasher bar, उनको super competition मिला है Rin से, in fact their Patanjali washing powder is so bad, it is in no comparison to Excel, Surf Excel. In fact, after using the Patanjali, actually the wash, their washing powder, the clothes, you can feel the, the clothes getting very rough, they are very strong on hands also. So their product is not doing well here. So they are coming in the red zone due to presence of strong competition. मतलब उनके products उतने अच्छे नहीं है इस area में. So your red zone signifies that the company should start harvesting the brands. So brand harvesting means what? You're maximizing by products by reducing your expenditure on the brand. So आप decline phase में, product life cycle में उसका decline हो रहा है शायद, तो आपको जल्दी से उसको बाहर ही निकालना पड़ेगा. So whether it's your dishwasher, your certain products of Patanjali not doing well at all, and these kind of category will specifically happen when you realize the red zone exists. You realize that you need to start planning of exiting the industry for those particular products, and certain products are the leaders. Your green zone is the leader. Please understand. So when I say industry attractiveness means what? There is a demand for that product. So it could be Patanjali where people are preferring, there is a change in demand and now people are preferring organic products. So there is a there is a certain a consumer who wants your products only, and because of which certain product lines are doing very, very well. There are certain product lines who are not doing well, but you would want them because उनकी product sales बेहतर हो रही है. There are certain products where the your business strength is not very high, but as a product your way of actually conducting is good because आपका product बहुत valuable है, इसीलिए उसकी sales भी बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही है. Okay, sales आपकी उसकी ज़्यादा हो रही है, but आपको पता है उसका strength, there can be in due course of time certain product lines will move from growth to this zone, which is either you remove the product because there is a competition who has come to that, and because of which competitor has started giving a tough fight to your product. So either you improve or you perish. So the logic is very clear. So you do a phased withdrawal and you remove it completely. So your 9-cell matrix will actually help you understand. Your 9-cell matrix will actually systematically help you understand the movement of your multi-business approach. So movement will happen, right? So when I say each business house will be, each portfolio is going to be assessed, means if one of the factors is missing, if suppose ये प्रोडक्ट नहीं अच्छा कर रहा है, तो आपको उसको निकालना ही पड़ेगा. तो अगर आप उसको निकालोगे, so maybe over a period of time you will have to, if you have removed this, suppose I take an example, red zone, which indicates that you have to use a turnover ratio. So there are certain products in Patanjali like a dishwasher, they are just not doing well. So if they are in red zone, you have to make sure that आप उसको ज़्यादा produce ही ना करो. So you prioritize your limited resources in order to achieve the best return. So शायद आपने production 100 यूनिट का दिया है, तो आप बोलोगे चलो next semester जो है या next quarter में मैं सिर्फ उसको 50% production कर देता हूँ. So I am going to reduce my production and I am going to allocate those remaining 50% का जो पैसा था in some other product which is high on generating cash. Because आपको पता है उसमें आप दिग्गज हो as a company, as a product. Okay, in fact sophisticated method इस तरीके से रहेगी कि आप either ये product को बेच ही दोगे किसी और को, या आप उसको rebuild करोगे and you work more on R&D and make it an attractive option. You don't have much option as an expert because you know that the product is not doing well and आपको competition भी बहुत ज़्यादा आ गई है dishwashers में, so आपको पता है so it indicates that you have to adopt a certain strategy to withdraw this or liquidate this. In fact, yellow zone are those kind of products जो आप wait and see वाला जो strategy होता है ना, that is your yellow zone, where you indicate that you are going to hold and maintain stability because you are going to proceed with care. You know that your product is valuable, you know that sales are also happening, but you're going to sit and just watch of what you're going to do. And green zone are the products you're going to do a go ahead growth expansion, so you're going to use a lot of your money to maintain this position of your product line. And when you are going to continuously do this, you are going to realize that my company's attractiveness as a product vis-a-vis the industry, if it is good, my product is doing good. If it's not doing good, I need to withdraw it. So this kind of a lesson comes only through your McKinsey framework, right? So let's go a little ahead. It's an extension of what we are talking only and what I just spoke to you. So these methods are the way that you are going to decide as a strategy. So once you decide what is the strategy on your investment, so look at it. Industry attractiveness अगर low है तो but आपका product बहुत अच्छा है, so you are going to make sure that you invest a little more on this and make it, at least bring it into this category. इसको either आप उसको बहुत अच्छा करोगे या आप उसको इतना मैं investment उस पे नहीं डाल सकता, तो at least मैं इस तरीके से उसको बनाऊंगा कि it will start giving me certain returns at least. And that analysis will come after using your GE cell matrix. Okay, now look at it. There are certain products which are very low. Okay, they are very low on your strength as a capability also. उसमें बहुत competition आ चुका है, plus sales भी उतनी नहीं हो रही है. So I need to do some kind of a harvest, some kind of a harvest strategy where I completely remove it. So what do you mean by harvest strategy? Harvest strategy means there are certain weak business units जहाँ पे they are doing average business unit and industry भी attractive इतनी नहीं है and they are weak business unit. So what are you going to do? So phased out आप धीरे धीरे जो है product को निकालोगे. Another thing, you are also going to identify that there are certain products जो इस red zone में आ चुके हैं. So I need to make sure that either those products remain here or I keep observing, means if they have moved from here to here, I remove them from my portfolio. So it somehow gives me a improvised version of my products, over and above the BCG matrix, and इट ऑल्सो हेल्प्स मी अंडरस्टैंड कि आज की डेट में मेरा प्रोडक्ट कैसा कर रहा है, क्या वो अच्छा कर रहा है या नहीं वो अच्छा कर रहा है, तो वो क्या कर रहा है. So this kind of an example only comes through your 9 cell matrix. So understanding it a little further, how is it actually used? Look at the way, you know how they do it. This is actually I have taken this from one of the research papers, where how do they do the decision, you know. How do they do it? So in matrix, you know, if they want to see only on the basis of market attractiveness, what they do basically is look at it for SBU1. So if I take an example of I continue with my example of Patanjali. In Patanjali I will come into personal products. Okay, so if that is the HBU1, okay, SBU1, SBU2 will be Patanjali medicines will be second, and third will be Patanjali home care products. ठीक है, तो अगर होम केयर मेरे प्रोडक्ट्स है, ये मेरा सेकेंड वाला है, विच इज माई मेडिसिन एज पोर्टफोलियो, एंड थर्ड आर माई प्रोडक्ट्स विच आर लाइक हनी, okay, which come into consumption. So they are into these kind of products. So आप हर एक का you will take the weightage करोगे आप vis-a-vis your weightage of 5. So once you are going to have a weightage of on the rate of 5, so on market size you're going to give it 5 on 5, you're going to score 5 on 5, and your total becomes 25. The same way on the market size 5, your product, suppose SBU2, like अगर मैं हनी की यहाँ पे बात करूँ, I want you to look at the movement of the cursor. If I am going to take honey, so honey का कोई तोड़ ही नहीं है मार्केट में, it's doing extremely well, so it will get 5 on 5 scoring, so your score is going to be 25. But for a home care product, which could be as simple as some other product, like if I take a dishwasher, or sorry, why dishwasher, a medicine, I was talking about SBU2 is a medicine, तो उसमें कंपटीशन है, सिप्ला का प्रोडक्ट है, कहीं और है, आयुर्वेदिक प्रोडक्ट जल्दी से कंज्यूम करने को टेंशन आता है, तो दे आर स्कोरिंग 3 ऑन दैट, एंड फॉर होम केयर यू हैव 4, okay, so it becomes 20. So on the basis of this score you are going to generate your score, and once you're going to generate your score, iska score आया नहीं है, but you can have a total of it and you will get a score. So vis-a-vis those 3, you will realize that this product is automatically SBU1 is doing very very better than SBU2 and SBU3. Can you tell me the score of SBU1 immediately? Can you add it and tell it to me? It is 8 and 8 here. 25 plus 12 plus 8 plus 8 plus 12. What is the total score? Who will tell me? So who will tell me?
65.
Absolutely correct. So अगर आपका 65 इधर हो जाता है, their medicine unit is performing extremely better than their SBU1. So such kind of decision matrix on an Excel, they have softwares of course, this is a very basic application that I have removed a slide from there and showing it to you. So this overall strength or their their rating on market attractiveness is received through this, and they will once they will be able to tell that okay वो कहाँ पे है, are they doing well on market attractiveness, or they are doing average, or they are doing not so good. So this is the way that they are going to approach their decision of having a portfolio and not having a portfolio. So basically this plotting represents the size of the market, and various other. So according to that they will take a decision of investment, whether they want to grow, they want to decide selectivity, or they want to harvest. And what do you mean by growth strategies? So they are the corporate level strategies where company is going to ensure high returns, so they are going to grow. So they will do expansion, they will do research and development, they will acquire, and they will do extensive advertisement. Selectivity means what? वो stability की तरफ जा रहे हैं. So they are not, they are just want to do a support kind of, they are usually invested in, if there is any prospect for competencies to, have a little money left. So stability की तरफ जब जाते हैं तो selectivity करते हैं. And harvest means what? So it's, they're poorly performing. So either they need to be liquidated or they need to be outsourced. So this model will raise awareness between managers for the performance of the product. They will help them to extract information, and they will help the products or the product lines to realize that which is growing and which is not growing, right? So this is the tool, and we close on this class today on a quick summary that you see it on the slide. So your strategy formulation would be on the basis of your industry attractiveness and your business strength, and this formulation will help you understand your strategy, will help you understand graphically of what you need to do. So this systematic approach of prioritizing your investments amongst your business unit is nothing but the GE McKinsey 9-box framework. So this is what is the 9-box framework from my side. Thank you so much to to be a good participant and be a good audience. Thank you so much.